the nifty 50, the plastic fantastic, the Canon 50mm f1.8 STM version. Let's talk about why this should be your first purchase after your kit lens. Most kit lenses open from 3.5 to 5.6, which is just not wide enough to freeze the action without bumping the ISO too much. So something like this, which is 1.8, allows you to keep the ISO low and increase the shutter speed so that you can freeze the action and use it in low light situations. So that would be reason number one. Reason number two, it's a close replication of the human eye, so basically what you see. Now granted, 35mm would be the closest to the human eye, but 50mm is pretty close. So if you have it wide open at f1.8, the depth of field will be very shallow, which is aesthetically pleasing to some people. It's good for portraits, though obviously you don't have to use it constantly at f1.8, but you can if you want. Another reason why you might want to buy this lens is because it's just light. It's tiny. I mean, here's a 70-200. Here's a nifty 50. Can you even see it? Maybe this is not the best choice of background. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like mounted on a Canon 80D, which is a crop sensor. So you can see the difference in size, 70-200 and the 50mm f1.8. Okay, so let's go with the 70-200 first. This is what it would look like, and the hood would obviously need to be put on. So this is what you're looking at, okay? That's the 70-200 on a Canon 80D. Now let's look at the 50mm. Just give me a second. There you go. That's it. Tiny. Very tiny, very light. Very good for travel. Another reason why this is a good lens, a good purchase, is because of the mount that it has. It's an EF mount. It means you can use it on a full frame like the 6D, the 5D Mark IV, etc., or on a crop sensor camera like the 80D, the 70D, and so on. So if you decide to upgrade to full frame in the future, you can still use that lens. Now keep in mind, on full frame this is a 50mm. On a crop sensor it'll be 80mm. Keep that in mind because you have to add in the 1.6 crop factor. Okay, so it'll have a longer reach on a crop sensor. So this is a prime lens. You cannot zoom in and out. To zoom in and out you need to use your feet, and because of that it forces you to think about composition. In order to get the framing that you want for a certain shot, you need to walk backwards and forwards to the side, etc. So yeah, it forces you to think about composition, which can be a good thing. If you're starting out, then you know, rule of thirds and whatnot, leading lines, this will force you to move to get the shot that you want. Get creative. And then the obvious reason is the price. For the quality that you get from this little thing and the price that you pay, there is no better purchase. For the quality slash price ratio, this is one of the best purchases you can put your money on. It's the nifty 50. Now the newer version, the STM, so not this one, the STM has a metal mount. This one has a plastic one. I think you can tell. So this is why this was nicknamed the Plastic Fantastic, the nifty 50. It's just a great kit of lens. For the money you pay, you can get them for like under €100, and they're fantastic, really fantastic. Now if you're shooting video, I do not recommend the version 2 of this lens, which is this one, because the focusing will make a lot of noise that will be picked up by the microphone. So get the STM version, which is the newer one. Same price roughly. In fact, it'll be hard for you to find this version or version 1 brand new. So STM version, fantastic, good for video as well. f1.8 in low light is just phenomenal. If you're a Canon shooter, even if you're a Nikon shooter, obviously this is not, or Sony, this is not the only 50mm out there. but this is one that made him popular. For Canon, there are better versions, obviously. There's the 1.4 and then there's the 1.2, which is like the holy grail of portraits, but it's expensive as hell. It's a terrific lens, but very, very expensive. You can get even cheaper ones like the Young Nuo version. I've never tested it, so I don't know if it's any good, but yeah, there's alternatives out there. 1.4 by Canon, the 1.2, there's the Sigma art lenses, which are phenomenal as well, really good. But yeah, first purchase, definitely I would recommend the Nifty 50 f1.8 STM version. It's just a phenomenal lens, and the difference from the kit lens is just tremendous, and you'll notice it. If you do decide to purchase any of the items I talk about in this video or other videos, I would appreciate if you could use the links in the description below. It costs you nothing extra and I get a little kickback, which helps me support this channel. So thank you very much. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that thumbs up. It helps a lot, and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be notified when new videos come up. And if you want to see more, just click right there. Thank you very much. See you later.